please never use your cruise control and always stay in the driving seat of your life.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Yann Toutant. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing great. It's a Monday morning, and I had the pleasure to have a cold bath this morning. I do it every Monday to kick off the week with a lot of energy.
Oh, sounds like fun. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Holland, in Amsterdam.
All right. So when you say cold, you mean really cold, don't you?
I'm in below 10 degrees.
Oh my.
It's in your head. It's in your head, Engel.
I can well imagine. Well, do tell us, Yann, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time in life?
I love to put people to remote work. That's my talent. I work a lot with corporate organizations and help them to move from the traditional corporate way of working to remote work.
Well, that definitely takes some work, I can imagine, when someone is accustomed to working one way and then to move to remote work. Oh my, I mean, how does it work? Is it challenging for those individuals to adjust?
You know, I have this saying that I love, which is to say, your culture will eat your strategy as breakfast. And I know it's breakfast time for you now, so that's why I use this expression. So watch out, who will eat your breakfast, you or your culture? Of course, it's challenging for people to change habits, to change comfort, to be out of the comfort zone. And not only for people, also for the management. So it's for the people which are concerned, but also for the managers who have the responsibility of the productivity of those people.
So it definitely puts you in the place of being a visionary, where you're pushing a thought or a concept or a dream amongst a situation that isn't prepared for it. Who did you learn that from, that ability to envision what's necessary for survival in businesses?
In fact, I very often notice things that make me uncomfortable or things that are stupid, you know. And what is stupid about a corporate way of working is to put people to commute every morning to their office. And when I am in my car in a traffic jam and I see all those people in those traffic jams, and it's everywhere in the world, any city you go at 8 o'clock on the highway and you will see a lot of people in their cars heading to their office, stuck in traffic jams, having had the stress to rush to be on time, to do what? To do some emails. You have those district centers with skyscrapers, and everybody is rushing towards the skyscrapers to send some emails from one tower to another, and in the evening they go back home in the same traffic jam. This is something, when I witness those things, I think people are stupid. And this is a massive mistake we are all doing. So it's not only one person, it's a massive mistake. And I like to think about how to solve massive stupidity. And that's one of them.
So who did you learn that from, Yann? Like, is there someone in your family that functions the way you function in that way of thinking?
No, I don't. The answer is different. I've always lived in different countries that are not the countries where I was born. And this makes you having a distance towards the habits of a place. Because if you're not from a place, you see habits of people as something new for you, because it's not your habits. And I grew up in observing a lot of cultures. And by observing, you easily see the things that people do by habits, but are new for you. So it's easy to take distance and to spot those habits and those mistakes.
Why will you continue to be that guy that's pushing the envelope on what's cultural or what's natural or what's a habit?
I love it. It's, something I love, for example, talking about observing habits. Just go to a supermarket in a country you don't know, and just look how people consume. How people buy. What do they buy? What do they put in a basket? How do they behave? It's only this is. I love this visiting a supermarket in a country I don't know. It's very interesting to start with the basic habits of people, which is about food.
Where's the best place for someone that's in that corporate space that's thinking about switching their employees to remote work to connect with you?
LinkedIn is my favorite platform, so I'm easy to find on LinkedIn. Yann, Yann, and my family name is Toutant, Toutant.
All right. Well, Yann, do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I love sailing, and sailing is one of my passion because sailing is a good way also to take distance, because you lose connection to the ground, you lose connection to the network, and then when you arrive on the other shore, you are refreshed. So I invite everybody to go for a sailing trip. This is a way to reset your mindset.
Yeah. Your programming, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely would adjust your programming.
Exactly, adjusting the programming.
Love it. All right, Yann. Loving this conversation. Again, amazing audience. Yann Toutant. He said you can connect with him on LinkedIn. He's very simple guy to connect there. There aren't many Yann Toutants on LinkedIn. Believe me, I connected with him very easily there.
True.
Well, Yann, here's what. Let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Yann, what's your earliest childhood memory?
My first memory is going to the cinema with my mother to watch Robin Hood.
How old were you in that memory?
I think I'm around 3 years old.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because that was the atmosphere of a cinema, the being, put into a completely different surrounding, where I was impressed by this whole movie and this whole atmosphere that was created around me. That has had big impact on my senses. I even remember the candies I was eating.
Wow. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I'm very sensitive to atmospheres. I'm very sensitive to immersive experiences. I really love to change atmospheres and to be triggered by all the parameters of an area, the sound landscape, the image you see, the warmth. I am very much carried by the atmosphere of a place.
Can I offer an interpretation of the thought picture you created in my mind when you shared that memory?
Yes.
I love the fact that in that memory, metaphorically speaking, it's the remote experience again. In Robin Hood, he's in the forest and, of course, he's shooting arrows, but you're behind the screen, right? So you get the remote experience of not having to be where that movie was filmed. I love the concept as well that your mother is walking you to that experience, that she encourages you, or she just creates the space that welcomes you into that experience.
Ooh.
And to see that you are the person now that's walking others, be it corporate world, into the understanding that they can experience things from behind the screen. Yeah, there's a different way to experience it. Instead of traffic, right?
Yeah.
you can have that experience behind the screen, but to see you walking them into that is pretty cool for me.
Wow. Bring me a sofa, please. I need a sofa to lay on, please.
Yann, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
For Those About to Rock from AC/DC.
Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get out of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Yann?
I'm ready.
Yann, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
if you, Yann, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Yann Toutant, what would you say that is?
I'm someone who loves to put people out of their comfort zone.
Love it. Just like in that cinema. Being in the cinema for the first time can be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Definitely so.
Yes.
All right, Yann. Well, again, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, I like to thank you for the time you take and the great podcast you create. And I'd like to share with this audience that please never use your cruise control and always stay in the driving seat of your life.
Love that. Definitely love that. Again, Yann, thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.